Hello everyone, T-Rexatron here, and today we are going to be starting our actual playthrough for Mario Party Superstars. Now I know what you're all thinking. I thought I'd do past games for gameplays, but this is an exception, considering I love Mario Party a lot. And by doing this playthrough, I'd just like to let you all know that I'm going to be doing the rest of the boards. Since yesterday, I have done Horrorland, which I lost to Waluigi, unfortunately, due to the fact that I'd had 1 star short or something like that. Now, the way this will work, I'll be playing 4 boards, 1 for each week in November, and there'll be 3 parts for each one. So, I'll be doing 5 turns, once every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, I do have certain characters I always like to pick, but I kind of always use them a little too much, so I think I decided that I need to randomize my character. I mean, my favorite characters in this game would have to be Mario, Rosalina, and Daisy, but the only downside is I don't want it to be that predictable. So, out of jurisdiction here, I think I had to go with whatever the shuffle gave me. Now, before I go ahead here, I think I'll just have to let you all know that I'm not going to be doing these in order specifically. I just basically want you to realize that I like to play these out of what I remember the most, since I haven't played Mario Party 1. So we're going to be starting with Woody Woods first. There'll be 15 turns here. Bonus stars would be classic, and I don't need any help since I know all these mini-games. And I would pick the N64 pack, but I did that last time for my last playthrough. I probably should have told you that all. It's just that my mic was broken and I needed to buy a new one. Again. So yeah. Starting these 5 turns here, I'll just basically go on and show you guys the rest of my playthrough in the next part, which will be on Wednesday, and so on. So we're gonna start off first with Woody Woods, but the next part of this playthrough in the whole game here, you guys should vote which board I should do next. So vote in the comments, or if I'll set up something on Twitter, vote there. And I'd like you all to enjoy this. So now we're going to be rolling the dice soon as Koopa is done talking. You know, it's kind of weird actually. I mean, the previous Mario Party and Super Mario Party, they basically added him as a playable character, but now he's just basically back to being the host. And if I'm also correct here, Toad used to be the host too for Mario Parties 1 through 2, I think. Number 3 was the Millennium Star Ensemble, but then he got back to being the host in 4. But after that, he decided to basically join in on Mario Parties 5 through 8, I think. Afterwards, I'm pretty sure that number 9, he might have just quit. But I could be wrong, because I don't know exactly how it worked with him, depending on the Mario Parties he had been through. I mean, I see Toad more as a host than a playable character, to be honest. Though I kind of wish he was, as well as Toadette. In fact, most of the characters here, it would have made a lot more sense if we did have DLC characters, but the only downside about that would be you wouldn't know which ones would be predictable. I mean, we already know that Dry Bones is one character, but let's just face it, he's only been on like 3 or 4 Mario Parties before. And he's basically kind of like almost top tier, but not quite, because most people would recommend him. But I'm pretty sure Nintendo has other plans. And let's also talk about how Donkey Kong just basically skips ahead through certain Mario parties just to be in this one. I know it's basically a good thing that he was able to be the good side of Bowser's dark side, but it's kind of odd here, you know? He's basically the positive energy that gives off on everything, especially in Mario Party 6. Now, Rosalina here, I'm not surprised that she is actually joining this Mario Party, considering that she would have had more of a chance if she joined Mario Party 8, but I'm actually surprised she made the cut too. Though I'm sad she's not in more Mario Parties than any other game. Now we're gonna be going through this minigame here, and I assume that you all know that I am very agile in this minigame. And I always go right because I just like to be right, even if the paths are a little dangerous. And just like that, 22 seconds flat. So yeah, this minigame is not really that hard, especially when I have the computer player set to normal. I may be increasing the difficulty as I go through these playthroughs, but I think I might save Master Mode on the final part, which will probably be on any of the boards you pick for me, or the one I saved for last. And now here, I just wish that... And now going on here, I just wish... My only wish on this game here, I only hope that they do include DLC, not just for characters, but for boards. Everyone's talking about that, but I kind of wish that they do add some more stuff into it. For example, I was hoping that they would add at least one more Mario Party 3 board. Now you all know that I would really appreciate it if they added Chilly Waters in this game. Chilly Waters was the most memorable board game for me because me and my brother, we would just, you know, skip all the instructions and just immediately choose that as our board. But also because I'd like to see what it would be like if it would be like a high definition 60 FPS and high resolution Glacier would look like in a Mario board. I mean, we already got Woody and Warikuo in this game, so why not just add Mr. Frosty in there? Though the only problem about that is, I think, would have to be actions here. Back in Mario Party 3, you have to take actions during certain happening spaces or certain events, where you would have to jump or have to avoid some things. I mean, in Deep Blooper Sea, you would have to avoid being swallowed up by some cheap shop or something. And that's kind of an issue that you'll have to keep tapping A and mash it all the time. But I don't know exactly though. Would Chilly Waters be a good board in that? Or what do you think about adding something else like Spiny Desert or Creepy Cavern? And I think I got myself a new record. Yep. So now let's also mention beforehand, before we get into more detail about this game, I also like to talk about some DLC for other stuff. Maybe if they were to add like 3 more boards, it would have to be from Mario Parties 4, 5, and 6. Now for Mario Party 4, I think the board would best be, if for it, would have to be Goomba's Greedy Gala. Now, I don't really do much of a casino type of board, but it would be kind of awesome if we had that one as our little board, because I like the music and I like the way that we were able to collect coins, especially through that little, you know, chip thing. Like a little shuffleboard, I don't know exactly, but it is pretty cool. Mario Party 5, on the other hand, I don't know much about it, considering that it's my least favorite, and it doesn't really have much plot to it, except just basically having all the Mario characters play through this whole dream thing with the Star Guards from Mario, Paper Mario, the story on 64, probably. Is it Paper Mario 64 where there's star cards coming, or was that on the 1,000-year-old door? I'm not quite sure. I might do that later on though. When Paper Mario comes out for the N64 Online, I'm planning a little surprise ahead, but you'll have to wait until I get things situated for next year in 2022.
Time for Waluigi.
And now Mario Party 5, a board for that one. Let me just say this, that the board I think would be good would have to be Toy Dream. Now we already have Sweet Dream because it's a food-based board, which we already have 2 of those exactly. So I think maybe they need to at least tone back on the food and focus more on either the real adventures, which is like Pirate Dream or Undersea Dream. Not quite sure. Pirate Dream and Undersea Dream seem like the same to me. Also, oh man, I hate this minigame. This one is completely hard to do, especially if you're bad at timing here. For instance, like that. That one sucks. So, I feel like I'm just gonna have to wing it here. Doesn't matter if I win or lose. Now then, if you were gonna guess which one I would have to pick for Mario Party 6, well, it would have to be EGAD's Garage. Now, Towering Treetop, I know it's a pretty good board there and a classic one. The only thing is that most Mario Party 6 boards don't even have you trying to race to the star, but other boards like Castaway Bay, you just basically go through it like if it's Goomba's Boardwalk or something. Or another board like Snowflake Lake, you don't even have to get a star, you have to make sure you hoard all your stars before someone tries to get you with a little chain chomp. But that's basically my opinion. And besides, Fair Square, I don't really think that would be a good one, considering that you would have to try and collect some stars with the, with the coins you have. But when it's nighttime, it'll be a different story, considering that you would basically have to, pay up 40 coins just to get 1 star each. And that's the hard part. Now, I think most of the time when they're developing boards like that, I think they need a little bit of some easy tasks to do. Which is why I think those boards should be in this game here. But DLC, in my opinion, I would have to probably wait for at least 6 or 7 months after this game's release. And judging by that, it will have to take time before they actually develop or plan ahead for future boards. Now let's get back to this game here. So, I'd like to share my review on Mario Party Superstars. I think I would have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I give it a 9.5 only because of certain things here. The good things here, we're playing retro boards, retro minigames, and we're also able to collect all these coins just like the old game. The only downside I have about this game is that you're only collecting stickers and pages when you could be collecting something else like they used to do. You could be collecting like certain modes for minigame mode, or they could be an unlockable character, or I'm not gonna say a new board because I think the 5 boards we have are good enough for now. Also, I think they had to add in a little bit more. They would have to add in a little bit more depth to this. And I'm not just talking about how the gameplay works. I'm talking about how they have to manage all of this, to be exact. I mean, it's good enough that we already have ourselves ways to communicate with each other, especially with these stickers. and that we won't even have to worry about going on handheld mode, considering that we basically have local party. With that, it's kind of easier to play on this game, especially if it's like a 3DS style. And I think it's kind of pretty amazing how well it's. I think it's amazing how this is basically remade for all of us just on the Switch. My only concern is that more people would just appreciate it a little bit. Otherwise, it will just basically be like a downrated. It's like a downrated. I can't find the word for it, but it's gonna be like how people will react to the price of the Nintendo Switch Online service. I mean, seriously, if you're just gonna ask for Nintendo 64 games to be on the Switch, then don't expect it to be free, because you're obviously gonna have to pay a little more just to play a little more. And besides, you guys are the ones who asked for it, so don't give me any lip, is what Nintendo would say. So just please, just give them credit here. They're doing a lot to just try to outmatch Sony and Microsoft, so you really shouldn't try to judge them. Also, I'll be making a video about that later. A little meme video, by the way. Just give them credit is all I'm asking. And that's what all they're asking is too. You have no idea what they put into this.
You got a star.
And it looks like Rosie stole my star. Okay. That's nice. That's really nice. And I had to make a U-turn all the way over there. Oh, and the bank, I'm glad that's back too. And I also like how they made this into a golden Koopa shell, just to symbolize how a bank works. It's pretty amazing, but I do wish that they added that little coin thing on the side of it to make it look like they're stacking up coins, just like the old times. Now I'm just gonna use my chomp whistle here, or chomp call to be exact. Chomp call for Mario Party 4, that was a pretty good item. The only thing is, they didn't add boo repellent here. If they added boo repellent, it would be a lot easier to avoid the boos, instead of just mashing on the button here. It's just kind of a little hard now, knowing that we won't have a way to defend ourselves against people trying to steal our stars. Alright, so after this next minigame, I'm gonna end it off here. So I just hope that all of you would be excited to play this with me. Oh, I was just about to say, if he had another 7, I would have called him lucky. But that's pretty much what happened to me with my partner, Blue Gamer. We were playing Mario Party 7 on solo mode, and the next thing you know, I was pretty lucky, but unfortunately he wasn't. While I was opening some treasure chests, I kept getting stars, but all I got was a little bomb. Shout out to Blue Gamer, by the way. Check out his channel too. Heard he was doing well on this little new speed paint he was making. So don't forget to check out him. And this one is worth double the coins, so we gotta win this one. And which is tube it or lose it. Alright. This one, I think I remember a little bit, but I just forgot how the controls work. I don't know if it's supposed to be forward with up or... Oh, okay. So you gotta use A and B to move up and down. So yeah, I think I got this one pretty easy. Just gotta avoid Waluigi. And by the looks of it, I'd say we're gonna win. Yep. So that's gonna be it for this video, you guys. I'll see you guys next time on Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys